Hi everyone, today is October 19th, 2016, and I recently got back from my little vacation, so I just want to do a follow-up video on some of the things that have been happening in my collection, because there are actually quite a few things. But before we get to the plants, I just wanted to do a little video on some of the pots that I've gotten during my travel. The three that you see here on the left were purchased in Seoul, South Korea. And the ones on the right are ones that I've purchased in Tokyo, Japan. And they're basically for miniature orchids because they're quite small, like this one right here. But I do have a few miniature orchids that I think will go really well in these. Specifically, some of the Neos and the Steer japonica and the Dendrophylax maniliforme. So, but I just want to focus on this one specifically. I got this in, I think it was a flea market in Ueno Park in Tokyo. And I thought it's just these design that's on the front here that looks really, really cool. I'm not really sure if it's really meant for orchids, but I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to use it as an orchid. But yeah, some of the other ones were just kind of like normal but pretty. This one is probably meant for like a bonsai or something, not specific for orchids, but I'm pretty sure it's not a problem to grow it for an orchid or use it as for an orchid. The other ones, they look kind of like the generic Neo Venetia avocado orchid pots, I guess. I didn't really find a lot of places that sell like specifically for Neos in Japan as I thought. Maybe there's not a lot of people into orchids, I thought. But I may be just looking in the wrong places. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that. Alright, so moving on to some of the plants. Here's my Psychopsis Mendenhall Hildos. It looks like the bloom is going out, and so hopefully there will be another one coming right behind it. And my Millennium Magic Witchcraft had bloom. It's actually on its way out right now, and there were 2 blooms that opened. And that one's already gone, the one behind it, this one, but here's it just fell off like a few minutes before I started this video. So yeah, there it is. And moving over here, I'll show you guys this. See that little nubbin there? This is on my Signochi's barthiorum pink dove. This one had formed a spike. It was on its way to blooming, but then a slug took it off, and so we have this one that's forming right now. I hope this is a flower spike, but it's growing and developing while all the leaves are kind of dying off. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that develops. Hopefully it's a flower spike. Oh yeah, let's show you guys. This is my Aerangis distincta, and it's bloomed with amazingly long spurs. It's kind of backlit right now, but let's try this. I'm just gonna move this over to another area so you can see it better. Alright, I don't know if that's any better, but that's what we're working with. But yeah, this is a very, very graceful blooms. It's Aerangis distincta. It has a slight fragrance I could detect in the evening. It's floral, it's not sweet. I guess the closest thing that I could think of is as a descriptor is like something like willies or something. I don't know. It's very faint, but there is a very distinct fragrance. I just don't have the vocabulary to describe it, but yeah. It's really nice. Here's a look of the star of the moment. This is my Phalaenopsis bellina. This is the very first bloom, and when I got home, it was like halfway open, so I thought that the bloom is starting to fade, but I gave it a drink and it finally opened fully, so I'm glad it was at the beginning stages and not like at the end where it's like fading. But it smells fantastic, just as what people have said it would smell like. It's quite an amazing fragrance to me. But the fragrance does change throughout the day. Like in the early evening, it's very powdery freshness, as best as I can describe it, which is the time when I think it smells the greatest. And like towards late morning, it has a little citrus scent to it. Like it's a little bit sharper, I think. But yeah, it's quite beautiful. Here's my purple Phalaenopsis that's bloomed a little bit more. And I'm just going to show you guys that. So another part that I would like to talk to you about is many of my orchids are spiking right now, which is fantastic. We've seen this one, the Phalaenopsis Lucky Star, that was in spike in the last video, but if you notice here, the spike is starting to branch at this node, which is the first time I've seen it branched, so it's really amazing. This one is a very floriferous bloomer. It just constantly blooms. And seeing this branch, it makes me think it's going to even bloom even more than last time. In addition to that, there is another flower spike that's developing right across from that one. So that's really cool. It's very small at the moment, but yeah, this orchid is doing fantastic. It's a little wilty from the non-watering, but perking up just a little bit now. I forgot to mention this one in the last update, but this is my Phalaenopsis amboinensis, and I always thought this one is a summer bloomer, but it's developing its old spike right now, and it also has a branch at the node here. In addition, there is another flower spike on the leaf axis right above it. I don't know if I can show it there on my camera, but it is right there. Alright, so we're outside now taking a look at some of the orchids that are mounted. That was placed in decorative pots with a little bit of water to help hydrate them while I was gone. So when I came back, most of the pots have been completely dried out, so that's what I was hoping that it would be, rather than just like staying in water all the time. So for the most part, it looks like all of them are fine. It looks like as if I've never left at all, so that was good. I think I'll keep doing that in the future. And for my larger orchids that were sitting in the green tub with some reserve of water, for my Stanhopias and my Pathinia, it looks like they were all doing fine as well. Although the reserve water in the tub was still there when I came back, which is fine. They need a lot of water anyways, so they're doing fine. I guess one thing that I could say that happened with one of my mounted orchid, this is the Dendrophylax funalis, is the root that you see here, that one that was growing, but now it looks like the growing tip is gone. I'm not really sure if this is caused to or due to not watering it for every day. It also could be some sort of trauma, or maybe something ate the root tip off of it, but it's all shriveled and brown now. I was informed that there was a storm that happened during the weekend that I was gone, so something could have possibly fell on it and damaged it. I'm not really sure, but that's the only thing that adversely affected my orchids. I apologize for the background noises, but it is outside. But this is my Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica, and it's in full bloom today. When I got back home, this particular bloom had opened just barely, and the one right behind it has not. But it's looking really good at the moment, and I want to say it's a lot bigger than last year when I first got it. But everything else looks fine. There are more buds coming on and developing and maturing. On this side, it looks like for every like secondary spike or primary spike, there's like 3 on each of them. So here's some more. That's not in focus. But on this side, we don't have anything yet. Just something that's not quite ready yet. And lastly, I just want to mention a few exciting developments that occurred while I was away. This is my sort of like my catasetum tray or corner, you want to call it. But this is a rescue orchid, Psychopsis golden shower HOF number 2, and it's just a single cane because the original cane that I bought it went like shriveled up and everything. But the cane that is growing, actually let me take it out because it's kind of cramped in here. There we go. Doesn't it look like a bonsai like this at a profile? I think it does, but I probably should take that off. But exciting thing that I want to share, let me put this down before I drop it. It's happening at the top there. I don't know if we can see, but it's barely visible on the camera screen right now, so I don't know if you can tell. But there's a nubbin that's developing on the top there. I'm pretty sure it's a flower spike. But that's very exciting, considering that this is the only growth that it has. It has no back bulb or anything. So that's really cool. So I'm excited to share that one as soon as it blooms. I'm thinking that I'll probably need to bring this in inside just in case there's something else decides to eat that off. But let me put this back. As far as the other ones, nothing else is happening. I'm expecting this one to do something. This is the biggest suitable that has developed, and this one is the Psychopsis Taiwan Gold Orange. Yeah, I'm expecting it. It's pretty big. This suitable. So hopefully we'll have something to show soon. It's not quite ready to go into dormancy yet, it looks like. So we'll be waiting. This is my LC Shiela Lauterbach Equilab, and I said in the past update that this one had a sheath, but it was developing 2 growths, one on each side of the pseudobulb, but I didn't realize this, but it was developing 2 buds in there. It looks like for the longest time, and I didn't really realize that today it's just appeared to the sheath, and it looks like it's gonna bloom soon. So I'm super excited about that, and that was totally not expecting. I was totally not expecting that to happen, but yay! So this one's supposed to produce white flowers, and that's really big. So I am so excited to share that one as soon as it does bloom. This is my ginormous schilleriana, and while I was away, it developed this spike. So that's really cool. I'm hoping this year it will produce more blooms than last year. Last year was the first time it ever bloomed, so you know, we weren't expecting a whole lot, and it didn't give us a whole lot. So this year I hope things are a lot better, since it's much bigger than last year. The really more extensive root system. And my other schilleriana, this is totally unexpected, it's doing the same thing. It's producing a flower spike at the base there. It's at a fraction of the size of my purpurea, but I am not complaining about that. So, but this one, I'm not expecting it to do anything crazy, like put on a good show, because I wasn't even expecting it to bloom. I think this is the first time it has ever produced a spike. So that's really cool. Oh, and the cultivar is TKP from Hausermann. So that's great. Another surprise is next to that, it's my Phalaenopsis violacea. And for the longest time, I thought this one is only a summer bloomer. But at the base there, it's putting out another flower spike. It's not really developing this one. Originally when I bought it, there's two flower spike. One of them had died off. This one you see here is what's left, but it's promptly putting out a new flower spike. So that's surprising. So we'll see where that goes, since it'll be right in the middle of winter. Down here is another flower spike. This one is a NOID hybrid. It's one of my peloric, and this one is not as surprising. It's kind of right on time to producing a flower spike. But yay! One thing to know that the leaves that it developed during my care, it's not as big as the ones that it was when I bought it. But I guess it's doing fine. And lastly, this is my NOID Phalaenopsis hybrid that I got in Houston, Texas, just randomly. I've been waiting for this one to develop a spike for 2 years now, and it looks like I don't have to wait any longer. So there you can see the nubbin that's going out on the top there. So this one, I think it's a Jiaho's pink girl, because it smells a lot like roses, like what people have described a Jiaho's pink girl to smell like. So I think that's what it is. Originally when I bought it, it had model leaves, but that pattern's no longer visible for some reason. But it's developed, as you can see, a large amount of leaves, but it's been, like I said, 2 years without a flower spike. And I'm super glad that it's finally decided to put out a flower spike. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it for this update. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.